fizzle fizzles.
Tactical Poncho here. So what I have is the Stag by Horton Industries. It's a little older, a little old school. Doesn't have the compound. I believe they call this reflex. Seems to be composite arms here. This is some sort of forged steel or aluminum. Feels like steel. The rest of it is all beautiful one-piece composite. This is one piece. This is one piece. It's gorgeous. The rest of it's all just one-piece composite, stamped out, ready to go. A few screws in it to hold down the trigger mechanism and the sights, and the bolt holder thingamajobber that someone's going to educate me on what it's called. It's got this sling. I tried to have it as a 2-point sling. Really didn't work. So I'm going to try it as a 1-point, single-point sling. See if I can make that work for me. But quite frankly, for walking around in the bush, so far, I like it decocked, sitting like that. I don't recommend walking around with a cocked weapon, whether it's a rifle, a crossbow, or a bow. I think that just explains itself. Anyways, so like I said, I put the marks on there myself, just to kind of keep a reference. If it's a little over this way, a little over that way, I find it changes the trajectory, and it seems to slow down the speed. So let's keep an eye on that. I'm also going to wax it sometime soon, and we'll see if that changes anything. But I don't have a chronograph, so we're not going to be able to have any real reference points, but I'll be able to tell you if it's fast or slow. I used to ref paintball. I'm a professional. Let's get back to target practice. Whoosh. I'm just using these cheap bolts I picked up at the local surplus store. 6 for 20 bucks. Now if you go even to Walmart, you're looking at $25 to $30 for 3. So considering that I'm just learning, I am a beginner, and I've been breaking and losing lots of these things, figuring out what I'm doing. Let's go with the cheap ones until I'm confident enough that I need the better ones. Right? But I did spend a couple extra dollars on tips. I got the broadhead, which will be a must when I'm hunting medium-sized game, which waiting for my ticket in the mail in a couple more weeks until September. Yep.
Ow.
Then I have the bludgeon tip for small game, because this thing's so powerful. I was told if I used a practice tip or a broadhead like this, I'd pretty much tear the animal apart. So the theory, I was told, is this will pretty much punch him to death. And that's okay. But for today's purposes, we are just using practice tips. I call this one the Dum Dum. It came with some older bolts that I got from my friend. These are the ones that came with the Heroes.
Bolts.
They're a little bit more nasty. In fact, if I had to throw this at a bear or something like that, I would definitely go for it, because that's sharp as hell right out of the box. And that's going to pierce ribs, and I'm going to imagine a skull if it isn't too thick. I would never point this thing at a grizzly if I didn't have to, I'll tell you that though. I'm not trying to impress you with speed, so I'm just going to keep with my training speed for this round. Try to your best to get that evenly placed in the middle. You don't want to be ripping the fins off, because you're not loading it right. Loading it is half the work. Even though you can load it and forget it, it's still as important as loading a bow. So, finger off the trigger until I'm ready. I'm happy with that shot. I'm alive. Breathe out. Bullseye.
Yippee!
Foot above my mark. Let's try that. 15.
Yay! You made the
yards.
shots. Oh yeah!
15 Poncho yards. What? Go for a headshot just because I have less holes in the target in that area. I winged it, senior. not be a rifle, but I take a rifleman's shooter stance, firing this any day of the week. I even lean into it, even though there's no real kickback. I'm gonna go for the junk. That was way off what I was aiming at. Still a kill. You gotta make sure you're on even ground. See there, I stepped on what I couldn't see was an uneven ground. And if I went to load this, it would get pretty squirrely. Another thing to be careful of is I put a tactical light down there for night defense. Make sure it's not too far that it interferes with your foot going into the stirrup. 3 points of contact. So triangulation. Triangle, 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 triangle. Let's try for those balls again. Alright, let's see how we did. I'd say that's about spot on. Whoa. Well, hello there. Tactical Poncho again. So concludes another excellent day out in the bush. So from Rufus and I'd like to say thank you for watching me learning the ropes with the crossbow. And I have to say, the Horton Stag, it's an oldie but a goodie. I like it better than the compounds that I've tried. It's half the weight of the Barnett Recruit series that I've tried. Although those things are lightning accurate. They come right out of the box ready to go. So there's nothing wrong with that. Just really like the lightweight. And you know, I got to take a little extra time practicing. So the next thing for me is I got to wax up that cord and then I have to readjust those sights, make sure everything's still good. The lower ones still need to be done, so the next video will be us doing 30 and 60 yard shots, which I've done with those iron sights, and had great success. So can't wait to show you guys that. Yeah, it's great. Great, go home. Ta-da!
Now go home.